Hello there. I'm trying something new today. I had somebody tell me that I should try making a video while walking. I thought about saying something like, well, that's a gamble without a gimbal, but I don't have a gimbal yet. I might buy one. So today, as I'm taking a really nice walk in the weather in my neighborhood, I want to talk to you about the weather, specifically about the coming crisis that most people are trying to ignore, but is coming for us inexorably. Most of you know that I watch Bo of the Fifth Channel pretty regularly, and he had a video recently about an island off the coast of Panama where the government of Panama has had to relocate most of the people on the island to a planned community on the mainland because of rising sea levels. Basically, the island is going to be underwater at some point in the very near future. And you're probably saying to yourself, well, that's there and that's in an ocean, and we're in Kentucky and we're not anywhere near the ocean, so I don't have to worry about it and I don't care. And of course, that's the take of most of our lawmakers. Even the good ones are pretty much ignoring climate change, or a better word would be the climate crisis. So let me bring it home to you and talk about what is coming. An article in the New York Times some years ago talked about temperatures, heat temperatures. And their example was that in West Kentucky, we currently average 5 days of summer over 95 degrees. That's just the temperature, that's not the heat index. But within a few years, it will be 50 days a summer over 95 degrees temperature, which means the heat index will probably be well over 100, which means it will be dangerous. So here's a question for all of you who are farmers. What will you do when you have that much of a temperature change? What will it mean for your crops? What will it mean for your workers? And here's another question. Talk about rain. The prediction is that we will get less rain in the future in Kentucky, but we'll get more of it at one time. So in other words, instead of having a gentle shower once a week, we'll go 3 weeks with no rain at all, and then we'll have a couple of inches in one day. I wrote an article a while back that said that the farmers in Western Kentucky and all across Kentucky are going to have to learn to farm like ancient Egyptians, who stored up all the water from the Nile flooding and used it the rest of the year. So think about that. How about this for you city people? What are you going to do when your air conditioning pretty much has to run all summer? What does that do to your utility bills? Folks, climate crisis is coming. It's not, it's too late to stop it. The only thing we can do now is try to mitigate it as best we can and prepare for all of the things that it's going to cause to change. Factories that currently aren't air conditioned and don't need to be will have to be. We will need white flag days in cities for homeless people during the summer because it will be too hot to stay outside. And of course, there's the whole thing about flooding and tornadoes and all of the weather changes that we're going to see. It's a serious problem. And just because I'm walking around outside in my short sleeves and it's a beautiful day and my neighborhood is looking green and wonderful, that doesn't mean it's not coming. The idiot who carried a snowball into Congress and said, see, there is no such thing as global warming, which by the way was one of the worst branding exercises we ever did. Global warming, that's a horrible term. Everybody says, well, if it's a couple of degrees hotter, what do I care? No, it's a climate crisis. And the guy who did that is an idiot. And anybody who tries to ignore it is an idiot. We have to start thinking about it now. We have to prepare now. And anytime Bo of the Fifth Column does a video about the climate crisis, he always ends it by saying, If you have a candidate who is running for office and asking for your vote, and they don't have a plan about the climate crisis, then they don't deserve your vote. In Kentucky, we don't have anybody that I've seen who is taking it seriously. Not the governor, not the legislature, not mayors, not anybody. They all assume it's Miami's problem or that little island off Panama. Well, it's coming for us, and it's not going to be 40 years from now or 30 years from now. It's coming soon. So we need to get ready. I'm going to edit this when I get back and see how it worked doing a walking video. If it looks as ugly as I think it did, then I'll have to go buy a gimbal because I don't want to gamble with my videos. And that's a lighthearted comment, but let me just say, this is not a lighthearted video. This is as serious as it can be. So, watch for more stories, more articles, more videos about the coming climate crisis and what we need to be doing. Y'all take care.